So, good evening, everyone. Mazes, okay. I greet each and every one of us. It has been a very, very, very painful observation to note that our siblings, the great people of the Yoruba nation, our brothers, when we talk about that, there is, hold on, I think, okay. So, let me know if you can, I don't know, let me know if you can hear me. Let me know how many of you that are here. I want to address something quickly because this has been bothering me. But before I do, pardon me to. Okay, you can hear me. Yes, good evening. Okay, let me. Some of us don't know why it's so painful, whether you like it or not. The Yorubas remains our siblings. We have had a lot in common for a very long time. We have a lot that has come for us in a very long while. You know, it is heartbreaking that in the year 2022, recall when the issue of Fulani Herdsmen came up, Igbos and the Yorubas somewhat merged together. For the first time, you had the southern governors come together to make pronouncement, even when that pronouncement was eventually sabotaged by those, not the Yorubas except Lagos. But I have seen videos flying all over the places. Some saying things that, a moment of anger, we have to be very careful. I know that there are bigots, ethnic bigots, people that I have no apology to call them idiots. We have people in the mode of Bayo, Ononuga, or whatever he's called. People like FKK, you know, people like, in some cases you can see them from the other angle, the other side, people like Dino Melaya as well. And these are men, these are people that have done nothing. These are people that have done nothing but to instigate what is happening. Why I make this video today, people, is very simple. That in our moment of anger and provocation, we have to be very careful. I choose my word very careful because of men. A man that I so much have respect for, over 96 years old. Men like Paayo Adebanjo, a man who stood up tall when it mattered most. A man who didn't look at his ethnic nationality. A man who said, this is what justice looked like. Because of men like him, we must begin to apply some wisdom. In our moment of anger, it does not make sense that you, a person who shares the same nationality with another, you come out to vote. You're not even voting an Igbo person. You're not even voting at someone else. But somebody will stop you from voting. Not only that somebody will stop you, the next day, the individuals will group again. They will regroup again and come and start attacking you. Listen, Ndi Igbo are not cowards. Yes, we are siblings. I repeat that. Yes, we must respect each other. Yes, I have elders that I respect. But yes, we are not cowards. You cannot push us to the wall because even goats can bite when pushed to the wall. You cannot push Ndibo to the wall. We are not cowards, but we want to respect. What we have done, what Ndibo have done is to exercise their fundamental human right, the right to vote. Now, I find it very, very idiotic and stupid for someone to tell me because your parents had sex in one part of Nigeria and begot you, therefore you tell another to move on. I was in Enugu 2 days ago when the election was going on, and I went to the street. I met a man from Castina, for Christ's sake, who lives in Upper Chima in Enugu. That man voted. His vote counted. Nobody cared where he came from. Go to Anambra, the same thing happened. My gate man is not from my community. He's from Nasarawa. He voted, and nobody cared who he voted for. Even when you share stuff, even when you say, okay, we buy drinks for everybody, the community will want to offer him the drink before they even take. We must treat ourselves with respect. You know, what bothers me is why people like us may and will not join the bandwagon. Sorry if I disappoint you, but I have no apologies too. Because if you know the effort we put in building the Yoruba-Igbo alliance, the handshake across the Niger, many of us don't know the effort Professor Pato Tumi, through Nzuko Munna, put in to have that event occur. The Yorubas, the great Yoruba people, that was under the leadership of great son of Igbo, which is in the person of Nyanwodo. That event occurred. Recall that when Agu Ironsi was killed, he was killed in the house of a Yoruba man, a man who stood and said to the soldiers, T.Y. Danjuma and his gang, you will not take him away. He is my guest. Rather you to kill him, you must kill me first. And what did they do? They killed him. Let us not take this anger so much. Let us not take this anger so much that will throw away the baby and the bathwater. We have put in a lot to build a bridge. Let us not take the anger that some minions, some never do well, will just come and divide us. Look at it. If you go to Anambra, people say, what did P2P do? P2P brought peace in Anambra. Go to Anambra. Nobody, not a single soul was attacked. Everybody had their votes. People are wondering, why did APCA win most of the seat? I said, no, you never understand the politics of Anambra, because those that were contesting went back to their people to ask for forgiveness, and they disowned the governor. That's why you saw the turnout. Because when you beg someone and say, do not throw away the baby with the bathwater, but come to Lagos, a place discovered by somebody called a Mongo Park of Lagos State. He have left it nothing but a fiefdom of violence. That all you witness, all you see is violence. How come that a people came out to vote? You deny them, even in your rigging, they still won you. The election 2 days ago, you took your madness to a different level. That men who went to Rwandan Genocide Museum and came out and said, never shall something like this happen in Nigeria, come back now, they are the one engaging in this ethnic nonsense. I am so roundly disappointed by Bayo Ononuga, because he has shown himself to be an ethnic bigot. But I would not paint every single Yoruba person with that brush. If you come to the Twitter street, we have had thousands, hundreds of Yorubas who are also pained. In the election day, an Igbo person was also, sorry, a Yoruba person was also stopped because they thought she looked Igbo. But I have one final word to the Yorubas in Lagos. Ndi Igbo can no longer tolerate your nonsense. You think you're a thug, right? You think you can attack Ndi Igbo. It's come to an end. We say something in Igbo, the man who wants to kill me and he kills himself. That's self-defense. I call on Ndi Igbo, do not provoke, neither attack any Yoruba person. But please, please, whatever it takes, do not be coward and do not be cowed. You live in a place, you pay tax, you are a bona fide citizen of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. If a Yoruba person, an Hausa person, and a John Ibibio person lives in my state, pays tax in my state, his children goes to school in my state, he has every freaking right to vote. I do not care who. If the election comes, I may not longer vote the person that I voted for before. But for Christ's sake, let him vote for whoever, even if it's my enemy, let him vote for him. That is his own right. And that right I must accord him. In an election that no Igbo person contested in Lagos, in an election, no Igbo person contested in Lagos. The three major candidates are Yorubas. The three major candidates. Two of the candidates are non-Lagosian indigenous. Non-Lagos indigenous. One is the son of the soil. Now, my Yoruba brothers, do not let anyone use your brain to play karo karo. Think about it. Badegbo is the son of the soil in his own father's house. Somebody is trying to blame you, whap your, twist your brain to tell you that the problem is in the Igbo. That you do not see the injustice being done to those who call Lagos their ancestral home. And for the fact that somebody will come and say that Ndi Igbo are saying that Lagos is no man's land is a lie. Is a big, big lie. And I must address and correct that lie this night. A couple of years back, if you recall, Oju Sokalo, in one of his interviews, Oju Sokalo, who is he? Is a friend of Tinubu, a close ally of Tinubu. In all this mess, nobody has ever mentioned his name. In one of the interviews in the Sun newspaper, he wrote, and they're trying to address the cosmopolitan nature of Lagos, said that Lagos is a no man's land. Not in context that nobody owns it, but that it's cosmopolitan in nature, which led to FKK, Femi Fani Kayode, writing multiple epistles then, talking gibberish and balderdash, to the point that he began to even bring it to the point that he was once Bianco Juku's boyfriend. If you recall, Oju Sokalo was the one who made that comment. But even at that, there are various Yoruba writers, authors, that have alluded to the same fact. If you agree that, just like the way London in England is so cosmopolitan, it is very hard, the way London it is today, for even the Brits to just lay claim that it is theirs and theirs alone. No, because it's the melting pot. You have Germans, you have Spanish, you have Africans, you have all manner of people in there. Yet, nobody's going to take it away because it is a British territory. Nobody is quarreling the Yoruba nation, Yoruba land with you. It is Yoruba land, we know it. But for Christ's sake, tire no dey suffer, suffer no dey tire una. If a man, you see the danger here is, here you are making medicine for others to drink, yet you refuse to drink your own medicine. You, a party, an individual, you want to govern the whole Nigeria. You want to go to an election, but you refuse election to happen in your own backyard. How does that sound? Isn't that an absurd that we have a president-elect who allegedly, I have no apology because that's what it is. Isn't that a travesty that somebody won with 8 million votes, yet not 10 people came out in the street? I hope you are seeing what happened in Adamawa today, where people voted their choice in a woman, Aisha Biani. INEC hasn't declared her officially, but the people had gone to the street. Yes, she is of the APC, but who cares? As long as that is the people's choice. The people wanted her and the people voted for her. Look at what is happening in Abia State. The people voted Alex Oti, and the people must defend their vote. Enough of this nonsense. If we must remain siblings and we must remain, because I had flown this kite and I still till tomorrow believe in it. Many years ago, I told us that if this nonsense continues, that probably as a better option that a Republic of Southern Nigeria should do. But if you now look at what is happening, you begin to think and begin to question yourself. Let the voice of thoughts not overshadow the voice of reason. Let the voice of those who only know how to steal not overshadow the voice of reason. Every single brother here, sister here, from the great people of Europe are watching me now. Your voice is needed. Your voice is needed to really condemn the madness. I know when insurrection happened in the southeast and when some northerners were targeted, we spoke up. We spoke up to say that this is not right. We spoke up to say it is not right. You cannot kill a person. You cannot destroy a person because of where that individual comes from. But here we are, where we are today. One election was done. You destroyed the ballot papers where you knew they had their strength. You sent in your talk and you destroyed everything. And after that, what else did you do? And that's the one that breaks my heart. You went to bed, you slept. You woke up the next day. For me, that is premeditated crime. And for those we can see, and for those we know their details, be rest assured, even when the judiciary in Nigeria appears to be wonky, be rest assured we must have the attempt to bring you to justice. The people of the great Igbo nation are not cowards. I say the Yoruba touts do not push Ndi Igbo to the wall. What you will see, you will not like it. A people that when it mattered most, when they were threatened, they said enough is enough. They took on Nigeria, took on about 4 world powers, and they withhold, they withstood that for 30 months. They are not cowards. A peace-loving people that will come into your space, no, they never cared to take your land. They don't care. All they do is to ask you, how much do you want to sell this land? You tell them, they buy it, they build it up. One of the finest structures you can see around Nigeria. I make bold to tell you that anywhere you go in Nigeria today, you see a fine structure built by a human in Nigeria today. If that structure is not owned by an indigene of that place. 90% of the time, or chances has it that it's owned by an Igbo person. That is a person that believes that he can live and make it and, stay in peace with you. No man who comes and builds in your place makes trouble. Only those who come and have it at the back of their mind that they are not part of you and they can never be part of you would only be those that make trouble. There is something Erufai said when he was the minister of FCT. And when you think about it, it's true. He said that Nigeria must build houses to give people to buy under mortgage. When people have stakes in properties, they don't riot to destroy properties. And it's true. Check it. Whenever you see people burning properties, it's because they are not homeowners. Check the difference between England and France when they riot. Anywhere you see in England, anywhere you see in France, whenever there is riots and you see them burning flats, cars on the street, because they do not own cars. They live on high rises that they do not own, probably given by the state. Same applies to Igbo. A people that build do not destroy. We may have our fault as an Igbo, but part of us is not to disturb you and to deny you your right. This right is inalienable to us. We do not beg you, but be rest assured that when you hear that song in Zobu Nzobu, not that we want to attack you, it's not a threat, but you cannot push a man to the wall. You can't beat a child and ask that child not to cry. I conclude with the following. We must find ourselves and begin to make peace. For men, like I said before, like Paya Adebanjo, who came out tall and said to the world, even to the Chadians of the Yoruba nation, to say, no, it is not our turn. It is the turn of these people. Allow them that. And even in reference, the person in question was the best. And Nigerians, and I must say thank you to all of us for believing and coming out to vote. But again, INEC has done their worst. This will be a different thing, a different discussion for another day. But on that plank, if you are in Abuja, I will encourage you to join the Unity Fountain tomorrow, 8 o'clock. Those that feel that the votes that they gave to their candidates was robbed of them are all coming together on Saturday or tomorrow to begin that peaceful march for the reclaim of that mandate. To tell you that what happened is visible to the blind and very audible to the deaf. An election was conducted, supposed winner emerged, yet not a single person is celebrating. It's a clear indication that it's pure madness. For men like those that I've mentioned earlier, who love to incite the one ethnic nationality against the other, desist from it. Desist. If you do not want us to be one, of course, we mustn't. But we can part ways in peace. We can part ways in peace. No matter what happens, I recall that when I said that there are big similarities between the Yorubas and the Igbos, culturally, linguistically, and and otherwise, we shouldn't do this. Those that you think that they have something upstairs, and they've gone, and they can't deny it. You know why? In all this, have you seen Bola Tinubu, both from Twitter or anywhere, made statement to condemn what happened? Did you see Lagos State Governor say anything? Because he and both of them including their tomboy, MC Omolo. They are those behind this madness. But, like I said, we aren't cowards. I will leave us the following. Our elders say that when you laugh, you fall. Your fall is not that the laugh has just brought you down. No, it is part of the game. We cannot and we will never be the aggressors. But truth, and you must know this, if you do not stop, what is going to come your way will shock you. It's not a threat, it's a fact. If you do not stop in the threat against Igbo, what would come your way would shock you. On that note, I leave you that. No threat, a statement of facts. I would endeavor in the next couple of days to get some Yoruba leaders. I will see if I can get Baya Adebanjo on this platform. And I'll see if I can get some eminent Nigerians to come on this platform, and we must discuss and we must find a pathway for this. Because what is brewing, if the rain falls, it's going to fall on all of us. On that note, I say thank you very much for joining me on this short broadcast. My name remains Mazes. Okay. Peace out as I sign off. Bless you.